of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand, all across this ancient land. Throughout the test of time, it was music that kept the spirits free. Those songs of yours and mine. For those who are in love, there's a song that's warm and tender. For those who are oppressed, in song you can't protest. So liberate your mind and give your soul expression. Open up your heart and I'll sing for you the song. Let the people sing the stories and the songs and music of their native land. The lullabies and battle cries, the songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand.
Yes, good evening, we're back with a Celtic Unrestricted View. And it's myself, JP. And joining me tonight on this very special, I'm going to say very special because it is. Welcome home,
Yes,
Brendan. This
Brilliant,
very
man.
special podcast about a gaffer. And yeah. Good evening, Jason. Nice to see you smiling, big man. How are you? Listen, by the way, I hope you have a lovely weekend. And it's nice that this weather's still improving as we go, mate.
Good evening, mate. Have a good weekend. And then it was my mate's wedding. It's on Saturday, and then obviously the day just. I think we're all patiently waiting the day. We thought the day was going to be the day, and then it just at the stroke of lunchtime, boom, it came. And I have been buzzing all day. I was at work, and that's why I ran into the canteen. I was at the boys, take your Twitter feed, and buzzing. By the way, what an appointment this is! What an appointment! I commend the Celtic board, by the way. Outstanding,
Yeah.
man.
Absolutely, big man. Just before we go any further, a couple of wee comments coming in. Bev is joining us tonight. He says, "Evening, boys." And just on
Hello,
that
mate.
note, folks, just to make you all aware, guys, we did make an announcement on Friday. But just to make most of you know that probably aren't aware, that this podcast is now sponsored by A&B Entertainment. And it's this very one right here. A&B Entertainment are now the proud sponsor of this podcast. We thank them immensely, Jace.
100%.
Anybody wants to know the mobile numbers there, anybody wants to get in touch, it's a guy called Alec Beveridge. I've just put his comment up a second ago for you. DJ company that caters for every type of function you can think of. Communions, christenings, weddings, corporate, anything at all. Your man Alec Beveridge will cater for. If anybody wants to get in contact with him, as I said, his contact details are up on this photo. He is on Facebook as well, so just look up A&B Entertainment and you'll find him on there as well. So again, proud to have you on board with us, Bev.
Yeah.
And we look forward to this fantastic journey together. Sorry, Jace, I had to sort of get that wee bit in.
Of course, mate.
Beforehand. But yes, mate. Just as you said, our good man's joining us as well, Ryan, all the way from sunny Benidorm. This is great appointment. Absolutely can't wait to get going now. A few sangrias to celebrate, boys. See you Wednesday. Just as Ryan says that, Jace, I actually don't know what kind of state Ryan's going to be on Wednesday for the people. I think that's
I don't know either.
It's quite a. I don't know if that's quite a dodgy sight or no, to be having in the viewers' minds, but I'll leave that one Mays. But he certainly will. I can appreciate he certainly will have that David Fernandez bed tear. David Fernandez used to play with us and come on as a sub, and he used to look spaced out. But yeah, loads of comments coming in. Ange M has said, "Congrats, guys, and well done, Alex, for having faith in the guys." Absolutely, thank you. What you see is what you get with us. Definitely, we are some good guys. So and we like a good chat about the old Celtic as well, Jace.
Aye.
Right, anyway, cut all that, get back to business, why we're all here. And we're all here for this wee man here. And apparently this is what he said as well. So,
Did you see that one last night? And they
just
said that
wanted Celtic back in a bag of cans.
the one last night, and it was on Twitter, and it said that's the 4 year sage of the guy over. Remember the guy was put, I just marked Brendan Rodgers back in the bag of cans.
Aye.
Brilliant, man.
But touching on, Jace, what you said a couple of moments ago, mate, in terms of the board, I think with this one, mate, we've got to commend them so highly.
100%.
Not only for the fact that they've been ruthless with it, the fact that they've just went and no messing about, and they've went and got another elite manager, in my opinion, mate. So yeah, no messing about. I'm glad. I know Corvo's joining us. I've seen his comment there. I'm glad. No disrespect, Corvo, but I'm glad we didn't have another Eddie Howe moment, and we let this run on for weeks and weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Francis Lester's joining us as well. This must be a direct competition for yourself, Bagman. So Francis, he said, heard that boy's starting a site called Only Cans. Pretty good.
That's brilliant, by the way. I like that.
Oh, if anybody wants to know, the rumours are true. I did give Francis a line in my joke book at the weekend, so he's obviously been having a read through it.
Only cans.
Good on you, Francis. Good on you, mate. But no, absolutely ruthless for the board, Jace. I think it's I'm going to put my neck right out there, right? People might call me crazy, say whatever you want. I think this is run about the same sort of platform. I think this time's bigger than what it was the first time when he came. And I think this
so,
time the platform he's been given is probably the same as Martin O'Neill when Martin O'Neill came in. Remember the overall feeling with with a lot of the fans and things that were happening then. So yeah, I really do, and I'm really happy about the appointment overall, Jason. I can't wait I actually can't wait to see his first presser, mate, just to see what he's going to say and the whole excitement of who he's going to bring with him. Because make no bones about it, mate, he'll bring a following, i.e. recruitment, and people are going to want to now come to Celtic, not only because they're in the Champions League, but because Brendan Rodgers is the manager, mate.
I agree. I think it's a big appointment in the first time because of the standards and what he done the first time. Do you know what I mean? So it's like he knows that he needs to hit the ground running, which he will. Yes. And I think that he's going to make players better, which people might be like that. How can he do that? Well, you think he's going to make Jota a better player? He's going to make Abada a better player. Going to probably make Kyogo and all that better players. And I think, in my opinion, I don't know if you'll agree, but see, we getting the likes of Rodgers and that in. See the players that are maybe going to leave, they maybe just want to stay now because they'll be like that. Well, let's see what this is going to be like.
Yeah.
I think I can't wait he's for his presser because he's going to get asked these difficult questions and he's just going to he'll answer them the way that he is because he is very articulate and very good with the press.
Yeah.
But you know what the first question is going to be, but you know what it's got. Do you know what I mean?
Where's your cans? Where's your bag of cans?
No, but it's going to be obviously. What did you leave the first time for? That's what it's going to be. But listen, he's going to have the same complete control as what Ange did, and that fills me with so much excitement. And I'm going to put my neck out in the line here. I actually think this is an upgrade on Ange Postecoglou. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that, but I think it's an upgrade on Ange. I think he's a slightly better manager than Ange.
That's probably a big shout. It's also, I think they're different type of managers in terms of both love attacking football. I would say Brendan's much more like possessional based. But in terms of, especially over here in Europe and obviously across Britain and stuff, he certainly does have more experience than Ange. I can't grumble with what Ange gave us. I know, JC had a 2 year, mate. I mean,
I agree, aye.
A very successful period. But as I say, mate, Ange goes with my best wishes. I don't wish the man anything but the best. But we've now moved on. So we've moved on to, in my opinion, another elite type manager. I also think what's really impressive with the whole thing is he's managed to keep the backroom team. There was a lot of chat about John Kennedy moving, maybe Gavin Stratton moving, but Jace, he's managed to keep these guys. So it also shows you the kind of pool that Brendan has, just him himself.
Also, I think as well, see with the fact that he came out and he said that he wanted Kennedy. There's a lot of people, and including myself, that under the season that we don't want to talk about, I was fuming with that guy, but he's obviously got something that is outstanding or world class, because all these managers wouldn't want to take them with him, and wanted them, and obviously now Brendan works with him and he's going to be his assistant, so he's obviously got something. Is that he understands the club or whatever? I don't know, but he's obviously got something that they like. And I think the fact, because I was obviously that was the sort of second thing I was looking for, was like, who's his assistant? Because the whole Harry Cool thing had went really quiet, and then it came out and said he was going to keep them, and that tells me that he's probably going to continue what Anne started, but he will put his own tweak on it. He's going to do that. Do you know what I mean? I think the difference for me with Brendan and Ange is that I think I would trust Brendan's. He's more. I think he, defensively he's a bit more solid. I think where Andrews also will go out attack. Whereas I think, but I think as well, Brendan's got more than one plan. He's got the balls to basically change a game if he needs to change something in the middle of a game. If you need to change it, that's what I like about him. That's what the difference is for me.
A couple of wee comments coming in. Obviously, we've got a question here. Lanky's asking, why do you think it was the right time to move to Leicester? Was it because the board didn't back you, or did you think you couldn't take us any further? Is the sort of questions we will hear, in my opinion.
I agree.
Lanky, I think it was probably a lot of people. See, at the time, right, we were all caught up in emotion. Everybody was. There's still people who'll not be able to let it go or kind of move on from it. The way I've looked at it, Lanky, is if you go and look at it and strip it down, we look at where the club were as well in terms of us. It probably was the right time for him to go at that moment, because there was obviously restraints. It was obvious there was restraints put on him in terms of his, being in full control and not being able to make other decisions that he wanted to. Probably having players opposed upon him. Guys like Marion Fed. I fully don't believe Marvin Comper was a Brendan Rodgers' signing. I don't think Oliver Buck, Timothy Weah, I don't think the Jeremy Tolyan, I don't think any of these guys were Rodgers' signings. No. There was one or two that definitely were questionable in terms of guys like Doris de Vries, Christian Gamboa. But again, Christian Gamboa, for me, when he played, he looked okay. He just didn't get enough game time.
But was he no signed as backup though?
Yeah, possible. Yeah, because of Lustig and yeah, definitely. But I really do think that there was certain restraints put on him, Lanky, is obviously what you're asking. And I think he put it this way, he's not actually going to tell us that on a press conference. He's probably going to, the way Brendan operates, he's probably going to put it in a roundabout way that at that particular time, he probably felt that the Celtic team had went as far as they could under his stewardship. Let's not get away from the fact, you strip it down. He won an invincible treble. He then backed that up by winning another treble. He then backed that up by putting us in a tremendous position of, he won the League Cup. We were about 8 to 9 points clear in the league. And we were in the quarterfinals of the Scottish Cup. Obviously, Neil Lennon then had to come in and complete that. But the foundations were there in terms of squad, player type, you know, you look at guys like Edward, Aya, you know,
Cham,
and Cham, Scott Sinclair.
Stuart Armstrong.
He built that squad over a couple of years to make them be able to continue the success, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, obviously, I think this time around, I'm coming back. It's certainly different in the way that, in my opinion, I think the squad's a lot better than what it was the first time when he inherited it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just off the back of winning a treble as well. So that's unbelievable. There's another comment, Jason, then I'll bring you in, mate, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alec Beveridge, he's just said, the big thing about this appointment on that, Brendan is not on a rolling contract. Again, that speaks volumes, mate, for me. And has control of who he brings in. So obviously he's been given assurances this time that he will be in charge of the footballing department. I'm buzzing for what calibre of players he'll bring and hope we keep the majority of obviously what's there.
Mm-hmm.
Jace, to be honest, mate, I don't think any one of you could have probably put it any better.
No, I completely agree with that. The fact, when was the last time that we didn't sign a manager on a rolling contract? Was it Mowbray?
I'm not sure. I think Mowbray
So
might have
that,
been on a rolling contract.
so that tells you that he's a vision that the next 3 years he's going to build this squad and make this squad better. And
Yes.
I think that I would agree with you. I think he get the strengths the last time. I don't think he was in much control as what Ange did have.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's basically obviously said to them, I want as much control as what Ange has got, what Ange has had, instead of going like that. I mean, I think he's going to have quite a big budget as well. So they'll just be like that, go and do what you need to do. And I think if you look, his record and he speaks for himself with what he's done in football.
Mm-hmm.
People keep saying they didn't do that well at Leicester. That makes me laugh, right? He finished 5th with Leicester twice, won him an FA Cup, Community Shield, and got him to the semi-final of European competition. What more could he have done with that club? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think what Alex said there, completely agree. And I'm buzzing for it, man, because I can't wait to see who he's going to bring in. This is another thing, is that he's going to bring in decent players. I think a few will go though. I still stand by that.
Yeah.
I think a few will go. I just get a feeling that Hattati's going to go. I don't know, which is fine. Do you know what I mean? The boys, he wants to get down and maybe probably wants to get down and play in the Premiership. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think again, you're looking at Celtic, but Celtic's a very attractive club. Champions League, they've got an elite manager there. They've obviously, but financially we're all right. We've got a cracking squad. It's a winning mentality.
Yeah.
But a very, very, very attractive thing.
Yeah. Just as you're chatting there, mate, I was going through some of the comments, and Corville's actually having a chat with one of the other viewers. But his response to, I think it's Michael the boy. He's the other person he's having a chat with. That's a really good point, mate. I'm actually going to bring this up for you to read it yourself. He says Corville's replying to say, I'm complimenting it. When he was at Leicester, he changed his system to a 4-1-4-1. He killed us at St James's Park.
There you go.
That, Corville, that's a very good point for the simple fact, mate. I was actually going to move on to how adaptable Rodgers is tactically. And I was going to give one or two examples of how he done it, how he operates. When he did this that day, I was flabbergasted. I've never seen a manager so proactive. Honestly, I'm talking about pre-Ange here. We've seen Ange doing it a few times as well in his time, but I've never seen a manager so proactive in that you make that tweak and you can see it changing. And he did it at Ibrox after Simunovic was sent off. We were getting beat twice in the game. We went down 1-0, then we went down to 2-1. And when you, and further into the game, he then brings on Edward as an extra striker. And I'm looking at, I think I was watching the game with my dad that day. And I looked at my dad and I said, what's he doing? Like, we're doing to 10 men here. When have you ever seen a manager, Jace, bring on another striker when you're doing to 10 men?
Never.
But see, the couple of times we went down to 10 men under Brendan, which was unfortunate, we were absolutely outstanding. When we dropped into 10 men, it was as if it favoured us because he had them drilled in a certain type of shape. Well, they fell into it, and the other team couldn't break us down, but he also then couldn't get the ball off us when we had the ball. Because we had guys like Paddy Roberts and Kieran Tierney bombing on, and again, when I said similar to Ange, maybe not so much the inverted fullbacks, but what used to happen with that one is it was simultaneous switches. So if one boosted, the other one kind of sat in and became a floater. With Rodgers, Rodgers used to, when he was with us at the first time, he used to play with the two controls. One would be more flexible in terms of being a hybrid, so he would move. The other one would just kind of drop in and make it flat between that and then the back four. But with Ange, it was watching Ange's team play was like in 3D. I was having a pair of 3D glasses on because 1 minute Taylor's there here, next minute he's high, next minute he's in here, next minute he's coming at you through the number 6, and then he's into the 8. Look at it. I mean, look at the first goal where he picks the ball up against Aberdeen and slides it to Kyogo. He's playing like a playmaker. So with Rodgers, his tweaks are unbelievable. He did that against Anderlecht.
Mate, I was just thinking about
that. when we were away from home, and we ended up winning the game comfortably. We weren't getting any joy through the centre. So he made a quick change through the middle where he pulled and Cham. He came over to the left to let Tierney sort of bomb forward because that big fella was kind of nullifying Tierney's movement forward. That's what led to the first goal. If you remember the ball, and Cham plays the ball inside the big fullback, he's sleeping. So Tierney's already bombed away down the outside. He fizzes it right across the box, and Griffiths is standing there for the tap in.
Aye, I remember that, aye.
And then the floodgates just opened up because then they have to change their shape. They have to then try and press against. Champions League, Jace, you always want to win, mate. They're at home. And they just get leathered after that because what he done was he brought Sinclair into a 7.5 position that night. And he just let him float. And their fullback and their number 6 weren't talking. So they were kind of, who's getting them? Not sure, man. And before you know it, Sinky was just through that. He was through it. That ball was on all the time after that happened. And that just killed him. But again, mate, that was him being proactive. And Ryan's obviously, I'll bring you in now after Ryan's comment here. Ryan's obviously, he's commented about Rodgers, his tactics. Ryan says, Rodgers is tactically class. His records speak for itself. Scottish football is going to run scared again of us dominating. Just think of how good he could be, lads, with this better squad. Thing is, Ryan, what I will say to you is, I do think that, I do think, well, you'll be lucky to hear the comments of Passy Parcel and, Beale's got him sussed. And all the patter, all the fantastic patter we've heard there the last couple of seasons. I think maybe that'll start dying away. Because if you remember the first time, the first time Rodgers was here, there wasn't any of that nonsense happening. So, or if it was, it wasn't as highlighted as what it's been now.
Well, if you're looking at all the stuff that they're saying about the new, that it's a better opposition. When he was up, the first time he was up here, there was no opposition. That they were playing with it was League One, it was Championship rejects, it was in their squad and all that. Nothing's changed then. Nothing's changed if that's the case. I kept saying about how they're back four. The back four that was the 3 out of the back 4 that's playing the now was there when Rodgers here the first time. Do you know what I mean? If people actually believe that this isn't a good appointment and that there's going to be any other outcome of what we think it's going to be, they need to phone their doctor again. Because
Absolutely,
it's just they're coconuts, man. They're absolutely coconuts.
Oh no, I'm bewildered. Like, a lot of these guys have been in the game a long time, mate. You know, Tom McManus is sitting on PLZ Soccer just before the end of the season, and he sits and he says to Peter Martin and Big Ruffy, he says, it's unhealthy. And Peter Martin says, what is? He says, watching Celtic winning everything. It's unhealthy for Scottish football. I just felt like Bratelli, dink, turn you air. Because, honestly, these guys are getting paid a wage to talk, to give their opinions, right? And listen, I'm all for everybody's got an opinion. That's the beauty of an opinion. An opinion isn't up for discussion. It's no. Everybody's got one. It's not up for a debate. If nobody's going to try and tell me to change my mind because of something I think. I wouldn't do that with you. I wouldn't do that with Ryan. I wouldn't do it with Baz. I wouldn't do it with Barry Bannon. I wouldn't do it with anybody that's been on here. I wouldn't say, no, you're talking rubbish. I wouldn't downplay anybody saying talking rubbish, you're doing this. Never. Because it's what they believe. It's the way they see the game. But see, when these guys are sitting on like things like Go Radio, PLZ Soccer, like national Scottish media programmes that have been going about for a couple of years now, and they're speaking utter gumph that again, I wouldn't belittle somebody, but it's wild. An opinion's brilliant. An opinion's brilliant if it's got substance to it and it means, something towards the point that you're making. But see, when it's mental, mate, like you look at the league table and say like are 9 points ahead, and he's saying the gap's not that big. I'm just like that. Celtic just won the treble for the 8th time in their history. You had Barry Ferguson writing an article in the paper in regards to, my Gio has got unsussed.
Remember that?
They get walloped 3-0 at Celtic Park, mate.
It's
honest
nuts.
To God, you say that they're coconut, mate. Honest to God, they're like Kenny Miller. I know.
Oh, see him, by the way.
He's still claiming. See I know I'm going off topic for a wee split second, but just this is an example of an opinion being wild. He's still sat an open goal at the end of the season, near the end of the season, and says that remember the cup final, Hibs beat them, Rangers, that Rangers team. He's saying,
I remember this.
He's saying that the David Gray equalising header was a foul. No, sorry, Stokes' header was a foul on Tavernier.
I remember that. We spoke about this.
There's Patrick McLaughlin, spot on, mate. There's another one of the mental comments. He went toe-to-toe with Big Ange.
See that one? Right. I couldn't believe what I was reading about that. It's fucking, honestly, it's Groundhog Day, right, with the stuff that they hit out with. I mean, but see the thing is, right, they actually believe it. That's what Mikey John's doing. By the way, Brendan could do good with him.
Brendan gave a boy his chance in the team.
So, because I think he'll do it. He might get the good out of him. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, mate, if you can't learn off a guy like Brendan, you're in a wrong profession.
JP, I keep harping on about it again about how he makes players better. Look how good James Forrest played under him. He's never been. See, since Brendan left, he's never been as good.
No, but again, James is at a point in his career now, mate, where he's now down the line further. I think Celtic progressing forward and the way they're going, I know this might be sad. Everybody's day comes to an end, mate. That's what happens. And I think James is near there. I think he's near the sort of end of his tenure at Celtic.
What age is he? 32?
James Forrest. I think so.
He signed a 3-year deal last year to come up to his 34. Does he maybe just stay another 2 years and go into a coaching role? I don't know.
You can't. The thing as well is we don't want to go down the road of, he's actually 31.
31.
31 years.
That's still young, by the way.
It is. But in terms of, I understand now what Ryan's chatting about in terms of, the way when he speaks about James Forrest. Ryan's no downing James Forrest. By all means, he's no belittling James Forrest. What he's trying to say is there is better in the team than James Forrest right now. Which is why James Forrest is going to struggle to get in the team. James Forrest has also been hampered with niggling injuries over the last few years, whether the silliest of small things. So a lot of that comes into play, and the fact he's probably lost his way in terms of he's lost a wee bit of confidence as well, mate. I might be talking out of turn. I don't know.
No, I would agree with that.
I'm only trying to say what
again,
it looks like for the outside.
Look at that game this year where he came on and where he played and he scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
James Forrest is he's now in a stage of his career where if he continues to stay with Celtic and play his trade at Celtic till he finishes, then James Forrest is probably going to be a kind of Marcelo type player, the way he ended up at Real Madrid. He'll play in certain games when he's needed, but when it comes to the most important games, he'll move on. Red's made a good point in terms of what we're chatting about there. He says, I think James's lost a yard or two, and that matters. Still a legend in my eyes for the length of service, trophies, big game, goals, assist, and faithfulness. Red, you're spot on, honestly. You are spot on. Definitely. I'll always. He's been a one-club man, and he's gave us some really good memories as fans. I remember the night when Arley lost to Bayern Munich at Celtic Park. He gave David Alaba nightmares. He absolutely destroyed him that night. Who was the manager? Brendan Rodgers. Callum McGregor. Yeah, he was outstanding. He scored in that goal in that game as well.
Yep.
Yeah, no, definitely. Listen, James Forrest has been a remarkable servant to Celtic, but unfortunately, players move on. Like I says, guys, it wasn't long ago I said this. Larsson moved on. We had to deal with it, and that's what happens. You've got to remember, a lot of us Celtic fans, we're born into it. So we become more emotionally attached to it, guys. These guys have got careers, they've got families, they've got mortgages, they've got bills to pay, the same as everybody else. But unfortunately, in football is a progressive sport where if you progress and do well and develop yourself, then there is bigger. Sorry, I don't want to say that word bigger because again I'm being disrespectful to the club. A different type of challenge elsewhere and a more lucrative challenge in terms of finances. Because Celtic will have a ceiling, Jace, that they can only offer these guys. They certainly won't go by that ceiling to bend over backwards to. And like Bagan says, Celtic isn't a club that you would try and sell to anybody. If you don't know enough about Celtic, then again you're in the wrong profession in my eyes, mate.
I would agree. Aye. That's probably the truth. I love that what Ange said about that. Very much, and I think he proved that with Jackie Marcus, as if you don't want to be here, then you'll not be here. I think the same happened with that boy that went to Middlesbrough. What was his name? Remember the Australian boy we were linked with? He ended up going down to Middlesbrough. We get
Riley
Matt
McGree.
O'Reilly, and we get Matt O'Reilly instead. But it was basically along the lines of he didn't really get the vibe. He didn't really get the vibe that he wanted to be here enough, so he moved on to somebody else. That's what it's all about, by the way. I'm all for that. Damn right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? We shouldn't
Absolutely,
be, as you said, we shouldn't need to sell ourselves. We're a massive, massive club. But
absolutely.
again, I think it just comes down to these players. Footballers have got a short career, mate, and they want to try and make as much money as they can, which is fair enough. Which is fair enough. And I think when the big league comes knocking, you kind of know you're going to lose them to that. But again, they always slag your league and all that, but they're quick to come up and take the good players away from it and the good managers away from it, aren't they? So it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad.
Listen, I think what people need to take confidence from, and I said this to one of my mates earlier, we have now attracted Brendan Rodgers up here, not once, but twice. Brendan Rodgers has left the Premier League for a short period of time and then come up here twice. There isn't many that you can say Celtic could probably bring from the Premier League up to here. If you look at the days, we signed Chris Sutton, Neil Lennon, John Hartson, Martin O'Neill. They were on the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
They came north of the border. Alan Thompson. They came north of the border. You wouldn't get that now. Ready-made talents coming north of the border. Scott Sinclair. Dedrick Boyata.
Oh yeah, another one, aye. Mm-hmm.
I know he wasn't. He probably wasn't. He's probably the only one out of that list there that didn't play a lot of football in terms of in the Premier League. But
what a player with us, but
yeah, no, absolutely. But again, I thought Brendan developed his game a bit further as well, and took him up a level or two from what he was under when Delia signed him.
Aye.
But again,
was it Delia that signed him? I thought it was Rodgers that signed him.
Because the first game he played for Celtic at Parkhead was against Carabag. He actually scored that night at Celtic Park.
So he did. Aye. Mm-hmm. Aye. Yep.
And he ran away into the corner, the north stand corner, up at between the Jokestein up at Celtic end. But again, mate, yeah, Anthony, just seen his comment there. He was saying in Cham.
Aye, in Cham.
Yeah, in Cham. But again, out of the list there, I was saying, Anthony, there, I don't think,
They weren't really established Premier League players, though.
Established Premier League players, guys like Chris Sutton. Chris Sutton won the Premier League with Blackburn.
Sinclair came straight to Aston Villa.
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. These guys have, transfers like that now, mate, will be far and few between, just because of the current market that we have, because of the way, the way things are done now in terms of transfers. I just think James McCarthy, strange love doctor. That's right. Yeah, James McCarthy.
Here's the thing, though, right? Do you think Rodgers keeps McCarthy?
No.
No.
I think he's Oski. I think McCarthy will go, mate.
Because I think he will get rid of some deadwood, like your Sorrows and all that will probably go. But I think he'll maybe keep, let's see, like Turnbull and that. I think that will maybe keep them another couple of years because he brought them back and get into his squad. Depending on who goes.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, mate. I know you like Turnbull, and I like him as a player as well, but
he wasn't good last year. He wasn't good last season.
Davey looked like he lost his way.
He's lost his confidence, mate, I think, with that injury. Do you know what I mean?
He certainly looked like he lost his way. In my opinion, I think there's boys like O'Reilly, Hatate, are probably going to get a game before him if they're here.
100%. Aye, I
But
would
then
say so.
again,
Aye.
listen, Brendan's going to sign people, so I would imagine it will be competition for places.
But what I mean is, though, that Brendan's going to come in, he's going to be like that, right? It's a clean slate. You've all got a chance to prove yourself here.
Yep.
Even though it's a team that's won a treble, it's off their game now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I think he's going to sign a goalkeeper. I do. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I've just
no,
got a feeling he's going to sign a goalkeeper.
I agree with you, mate. I think we need a goalkeeper in terms of the Champions League. Again,
Mm-hmm.
not because Joe Hart's been poor or by any means. I just think we need a wee bit of freshen up in there as well. I think Brendan likes his goalkeepers to play with the ball at his feet, and
They got Gordon to do it somehow.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I just don't think.
Can Seagrass play with a ball at his feet?
Yeah.
Is that the one that he goes with then?
Don't know. I think he'll be given a chance, definitely. I mean, that's what pre-season's for, mate. I think when we go on this Japan tour and obviously over to Korea, he'll definitely be wanting to give these guys a game. Listen, one I would probably be looking at, and again, I've not heard anything. I don't want to spark any rumours. I'd certainly be looking, if I was Brendan Rodgers or any sort of manager just came into Celtic and I was looking for a goalkeeper, being able to play with the ball at his feet, I'd be looking at a lad Kelleher at Liverpool.
What about Kasper Schmeichel?
No.
He had him at Leicester, didn't he?
I know,
I don't think he's getting a game in France.
I don't know, mate, but something's screaming at me saying you're better with Kasper, a friendly ghost. I don't know, mate. Just I don't know why. It's just that's what's in my head now. But that's the type of goalkeeper I'd be looking for.
It's the type of goalkeeper he would go for, though.
And he's young as well. I think he's only about 23.
It's a Rodgers goalkeeper, isn't it? That's the only thing that lets Joe Hart down, is that Joe Hart can't play with a ball at his feet. Every time he tries it, your heart's in your mouth.
Plunges just says Kelleher too expensive. Plunges coming into last year's contract, mate. And he's got a clause in his contract to say that there's a cross-border fee. The way we something similar to Big Dembele. So I think I'd keep an eye on that one, mate. I think that'd be quite interesting. But I was just giving my opinion basically there, Plunge, obviously, as well, in terms of the type of goalkeeper that I think Brendan, that boy is outstanding with the ball at his feet. Outstanding. Monty, Schmeichel is a good goalkeeper, but he's a very nervous goalkeeper and he makes a lot of bad errors. Anytime I've seen him, have you watched the Scotland and Denmark game when we beat them 2-0 at Hampden? He was washing Mondays that night. I don't even know what he was trying to do. Some of the cross balls he was trying to come for, he wasn't getting there. He was, you know. So I'm not saying he's not a good goalie.
But then if you look at the keeper that he did actually sign with us, and it was at Doris Defacing, he got chipped for the halfway line. So
with the boy Kilmarnock,
I'll never forget that.
I was at that game.
So was I, and I was like that. Get him off. If you're getting chipped for goalkeepers for the halfway line,
actually running back away. Do you remember the goal he conceded there at Zenit?
Aye.
Oh man, it was as bad as Scott Bain's goal just at Easter Road there before the end of the season.
How bad was that, man? We were actually saying how good a game he was having, or no?
He was outstanding, I know. Saving wise, football again. Ben can play with the ball at his feet, and he does that. He just unbelievable.
But Rodgers likes Ben because he played him.
Yeah, I know, but I really just don't see. I think a lot of Celtic fans will be really shocked if he was to play Scott Bain. I've seen a few comments coming through about how well Mikey Johnson is playing. To be fair, Jace, I really do like Mikey myself.
Do you know what,
really,
right?
Really do.
I sat there a few times and I'm like that. He's convinced me about him being a player. Do you know why? But because we know there's a player in there.
Yeah.
But I think this loan deal was probably the best thing that happened for him. He's been out, maybe he's found his confidence again when he's going to come back. He knows that Rodgers likes him. I think Ange liked him enough, to be fair. And the fact that they never put that to buy him in that loan tells you that they rated him. So I think maybe going out and getting that loan, just playing football and enjoying. Because sometimes you need to do that. You need to just go back and just enjoy playing your football again.
Yep, definitely.
So if it comes back, it might be all good for him. But I don't know what number he's going to be because Big O stole his number. So
yeah, that's right. Aye, that's right. Aye, so he did.
I tell you another one that I think will flourish under Brendan Haksabanovic.
Listen, like I say, Steve, mate, I think most players, if they're doing their job properly, then under an elite coach like Brendan Rodgers, it's only obvious you're going to improve. There'll be ones that can't. There'll be ones that they'll stay static and they'll have to move on. But yeah, I do agree, mate. I think Haksabanovic he's got a game there that can be easily developed on a level or two.
The jury's still out on Haksabanovic for me. I think you're the same. I'm still not entirely convinced with Haksabanovic. I think there's a good player in there, but I've not seen it enough.
Craig White Legends, a wee comment about you again, mate. He seems to like you, mate. Says he can see right up your nose.
There you go. But aye, Haksabanovic is again. I just want to see Merriam because what I've seen him, he's been good. But one of those ones, I get an impression if it doesn't come off him in the first 5 minutes, he's no interested.
I actually thought in the Senior Cup final when he came on and played in 10, I thought he looked more impressive there because he's able to roll the ball through people's legs and he was beating people. And I really do think.
Got Big O done really well when we come on in the cup final. I know. I think again, by the way, he could really flourish under Brendan. I know.
I think he could, mate. Definitely, yeah. There's been comments in about that as well. Actually, Ross William on the Facebooks just said that. I think you will see the best of O under Rodgers.
100%, man.
Guys, see, to be fair, I'm maybe going to play devil's advocate here, but listen, Rodgers might come in and go, right, I don't want him, I want somebody else. I doubt it though, but
I think he will sign a striker, but
I think so. I think he knows that Kyogo needs a horn. O's might, I don't want to say raw, but he's still no showed us anything anywhere near that he's ready to take the position off of Kyogo and make it his own yet.
He's only young, but it's IP and all, do you know what I mean?
Definitely, and he's got that physicality. Corville's actually just said it. There we go. He said, "O has the physicality that Rodgers loves."
Yep,
yeah, he does.
I agree.
I think he'll bring a bit of steel back to the midfield. I think because he was just De Bruyne in there.
Was he going to get McGregor to do that role? But
no, I think you could potentially see Callum being pushed higher this time.
Oh, but like he played him when he was there the first time.
Yeah, I think you might play him higher. Then you'll get the best out of Callum that way, in my opinion. But
who does he play in that role then? Is that when he brings somebody in?
I think Awata's signed, didn't he?
Marinus,
I'm sure Marinus announced it a few days ago.
I think it was an obligatory.
Yeah,
I had to sign him anyway.
Oh, there you go. Smell the gloves actually just said it there and out. Maybe Awata is still. I was thinking along the same lines, mate. To be honest with you.
But then again, I thought Big Awata done all right at centre half.
He did in a couple of games. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was playing out of position. But what Awata gives you is that comfortableness on the ball. He gives you that reassurance. When you've got the ball, he'll keep it. He doesn't do anything stupid with it. He'll go back to the goalkeeper if there's nothing on. He uses the ball quite well. But his speed of thought's better than, like, say, your Abo guards and boys that came in last season. Probably Gucci as well.
Who's
he does it quickly. He does it sharp. He does it quickly. Yeah, Anthony. Yep, that's one of my. Was just about to come to that. I think a new centre back. Yep, I'm with you there, mate. I think Starfelt and Big CCV definitely need a hand at the moment, and I don't think, this is just personal opinion, I don't think Kobayashi is going to step in and give all of us confidence enough that he can carry himself through, whether it, a run of 10 or 15 games.
Aye, I would agree with that.
So,
And I think Welsh as well. I think Welsh, if it was going to happen for him, would have happened for him. But the fact that he's been playing a Wata in front of them two speaks volumes for me.
Yeah.
I think Welsh has been injured, to be fair, but still, even if he would like to think that he would play an 85% fit centre half, then I think I'd a guy that isn't a centre half. Do you know what I mean?
Patrick McLaughlin's made a comment. He said Johnny Evans, Starfelt and Carter Vickers in a back three in the Champions League. I'm going to be honest with you, Patrick. I think Johnny Evans is coming to the end of his days, mate. He's 35 now.
Is that what age he is? Aye.
Yeah, mate. Aye, he's 35. I don't think Johnny Evans is... I don't want to say he's no good enough, but I think he'd stroll it up here in terms of domestically, but I think you need to look youngish in terms of your defender, but quality, if that makes sense, mate.
How young? How old would you go? Because I don't think he's going to.
I would say between the ages of 23 and 26. To come in and, if you look at the defenders he was linked to the last time, he wanted that Fabian Schär, right? He's at Newcastle. He wanted Timothy Castagna, and he wanted the boy James Justin. Mm-hmm. They were the guys that he wanted the last time he was here. He also wanted that other big boy, Piccini.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up at Valencia. Those were the type of players he was trying to get the last time. And again, we were speaking about this at the beginning. Maybe he didn't have that full control, etc. So he, that's obviously played a part in it. And those boys, the transfers never materialised. But when he went to Leicester, who was his first two signings? Or one of his first two signings? Castagna and Justin.
Aye.
So it tells you that, he really wanted both of them here. And Castagna was pretty close to coming. The Belgian boy, he was pretty close to coming. So, yeah, definitely. Corvo, I don't know much. Jace, I'll put this one to you, mate. Corvo's asking, what about Lascelles from us? He's leaving as a free agent soon.
I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, mate, and I know my football and stuff. I don't know if I know enough about him.
I know that he was Newcastle's captain, but I don't know. I think if he's up in a free, it's probably worth taking a punt on him, aye. But
was it no Fabian Schär? I thought Schär was Newcastle's captain, was it no?
I think it was no, but Lascelles was an actual captain, but he couldn't get into the team. But he's an actual club captain. I think he might be able to answer it, but I'm sure he was the club captain.
Craig Young's asking that beating noise, is that my taxi? That is Craig, aye. Enjoy the rest of your night, mate. Definitely. He said, is that my taxi?
I know that we have spoke about it before. And he's just left Man U, that boy that's just left Man U.
Jones.
Big Phil Jones, aye.
By the way,
right, people say
he's no good as well, isn't he?
Aye, 31, right? But he's not kicked a ball in about 3 years. You don't play that many games for Man U and get that many caps for England if you're not a good football player.
There's the answer.
He's a captain now.
Aye, Trippier.
But
what a signing that was, I know, by the way.
Aye. I think Phil Jones I think he would throw it up here.
Aye.
Put Champions League experience, free transfer.
Definitely. But again, Rodgers done it when he brought Colaturi up the first time, didn't he? He brought experience in, and it helped us, especially away from home against Beersheva.
I remember watching Touré. I think it was he came on a game, and it was tight in the game, and he brought Touré on, and it just calmed the game right down, and it got us through. Might have been, was it Astana or something? I can't remember, something like that. And he brought him on, and he just calmed everything down. Something like that.
I think Corvo's trying to punt off his squad there. He says Jamal Lewis is also free now. To be honest with you, Corvo, I think you're better with Jerry Lee Lewis.
I don't know much about him. I don't know much. But I think if you're going to try and get
Lewis than yous.
I think if you're going to try and get a free transfer into a centre back who'd be Champions League experience, who's played a lot of football, but fucking Phil Jones for me, man. People might shoot that down, but
yeah, he's played a lot of football, definitely.
You know what I mean? He would probably come up here. Don't know if he'd what. It depends if he's going to go three. If he's going to have three centre halves, and say it is Jones, you've got Jones, Starfelt, and Carter Vickers. That's fucking three big guys you've got there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or experienced.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, mate. Right, obviously, we're coming to the last wee bit of the pod, mate, and obviously before we wind things up, I did ask you before we started the night to pick your two players that you thought when Brendan was there the first time, two players that he brought in who made like a massive contribution to the team moving forward. Did you pick your two players?
Aye. Scott Sinclair.
Okay.
Put in Dembele.
Dembele,
okay. Scott Sinclair. I've never seen a player like Scott Sinclair that has come in and made an impact so quick in my life. Never.
Aye.
And Dembele was just every single big game we played in, Dembele delivered. Man City, Rangers, he tore the Champions League up. Cup games. That was it for me. Aye, but Sinclair just I don't think we'll ever see a player make an impact like that again. He was on. He came on and he came on at Tynecastle. Was on the park 10 minutes. Never tried to punch me in the face. That's how much of an impact that guy made.
Aye.
There you go. Do you know what I mean? Another one that we said that was when we were linked to him. He's past it. He'll know day well up here.
Aye.
For me. What about you? What's your two?
Well, I specifically, I'm choosing this because what he done in quite quickly in terms of steadiness, and I thought Colaturi made a big impact, especially his first season when we qualified for the Champions League. I thought he made an exceptional impact, and the second one I was going to pick was Sinclair. Dembele was a given. You knew he was quality. You could probably see Edward as well. He made a very good impact as well. Scored right away in his debut against Hamilton, and he just got bigger and better for there. But I thought Colaturi made a really big impact with us because we were up against the Champions League qualifiers to negotiate. We'd lost our first tie on the night against Lincoln Red Imps, and everybody in their granny was going, "Oh, here we go, what's going on here?" And then obviously you then hammer them at Parkhead, you go through, you play Astana. You then hammer them, but then you go away to Astana and it's squeaky bum time after scoring to put yourself in a good position. You then rattle Hapoel Beersheva with 5 at Parkhead, and you think to yourself, right, we're getting out there with a 5-1 lead. And then realistically, at the end of that, you're kind of trying to hold on.
Aye.
Or was it 5-2?
5-2, aye.
5-2 it was, wasn't it? And they scored 2 earlier.
They scored 2, it was 5-4, aye.
Aye. So you're kind of,
We
kind of
were
hanging on. But
we
again,
were holding on at the end with that, aye.
he brought Colaturi on, and see, as soon as he brought Colaturi on, he was able to pull the ball down his chest, look up, start looking for people, bringing people in for the side. He was talking to people, he was directing traffic. Then the night against Man City, it was absolutely phenomenal. One of the best games I've ever seen Colaturi participate in. Unbelievable. We drew 3 each for him at Celtic Park. We probably should have beat him.
I was at that
honestly.
game.
And then we drew 1 each for him in December, later that, down there. And again, Colaturi was outstanding. So,
do you think he'll come back up then?
who?
Colaturi?
Oh, no. He moved on, didn't he? He left Brendan and took on the Wigan job, and obviously for whatever reason it never worked out for him there. So, but no, I don't think he'll make his way back up the road. I really don't. I think he'll maybe want to be a coach or a manager somewhere else and try and cut his teeth into managing again. But no, mate. It's been a really quick hour, and time flies when you're having fun. Also flies if you throw a cloak at somebody as well. But no, it's been good to have you on, mate. It's been good. It's been a good wee chat, definitely. First of all, I want to thank everybody else for joining us. I really, really do on a Monday night. I know that can't be easy. A lot of people back at work after a weekend off or whatever it may be. If some people maybe don't stop, you're working straight through. But it's Monday night. A lot of people want to chill out. They don't want to be doing too much. So again, guys, I want to thank everybody that's took the time to come and watch us, because obviously the day's been a great day for Celtic and the fans, and that was one of the reasons as well tonight. We thought we'd come on and have a chat for you and with you and get your points. But just before I go, obviously for Ender, it's just tuned in, or maybe tuned in late or whatever to the podcast. Just to let you know that this podcast is now sponsored by A&B Entertainment. A&B stands for Alec Beverage. It's a DJing business, so the company caters for everything like weddings, all kind of functions you can think of, communions, christenings, weddings, functions, any corporate events, anything at all, and special birthdays as well, like 30s, 40s, 18s, 21s, anything at all. The phone number's on the photo, and the information about it's on the wee running bar there, just to let you know that again, of who it is. He has commented tonight as well, so it's Alec that commented earlier, Alec Beveridge. He's your man that's in charge of the company. They're on Facebook, so all you need to do is go onto Facebook and you can see them. If anybody's looking for something coming up, or whatever it may be. Well, Michael, it's something we can ask him for you. Bev, if you're still watching, mate, you can inform Michael, do you do bar mitzvahs? I'm pretty sure the big man will turn his hand to it, because he's a very good guy, and obviously he wouldn't turn away. I don't think he'd turn anybody away, or he would try and help you out as best he can. So again, we're really thankful for his contribution as well, and obviously long may relationships continue. And as I say, Jace, it's as Yaz says, mate, the only way is up.
Yep, that's it.
But again, guys, the Celtic Unrestricted View guys are having a fundraising night, and it's going to be on Friday the 28th of July. It's in Bar 1888 in the London Road, Glasgow, and it's from 7 p.m. till 12. On the night, you're going to get the live podcast from the Celtic Unrestricted View. There'll be entertainment, singers, a DJ, obviously Bev, is going to be DJing at it, so you'll see his big lovely face as well. And tickets for that are £2 each. There'll be a buffet on the night as well for you. There's going to be things like raffles, prizes, small games, etc. happening on the night. So, yeah, please get yourself along. If you're interested in tickets, you can either contact myself, Jason, or Ryan, and we will put you in the loop with what's happening. The tickets, I believe, are nearly ready, and they're going to be ready in the next day or so. So, again, guys, I put up my Twitter handle for anyone at all that maybe wants to reach out. Jason's Twitter handle's on there as well. And not only just for that, guys. Anything at all. Like, if you need a chat, if you don't feel good about yourselves that day, or, you know, maybe just not feeling the best, and you want to have a chat with any one of the guys, well, our DMs are always open, guys. Please don't sit yourself and don't think there's nobody out there that you can chat to, and there's nobody there that, you know, that will listen, because I've said it before on here, what you see is what you get, and we'll be wanting to help. Listen, if it means you come on and you want to send a message to us, and you come on and you want to chat just about the football, ask us any questions about the podcast, just something, guys, to take your mind off what's going on in your own day, or you know, your own what's happening. Yeah, pretty much, Anjem. Yep. Sorry, guys. Anjem's asking, are the tickets on a first come, first served basis? They will be, guys. Yeah, I would imagine so. So you're going to have to be fast for that. So again, guys, that's Friday, the 28th of July. And anybody that doesn't know, Bar 1888, it used to be the Turnstiles Bar on the London Road, just down for Celtic Park. So that will be a fantastic night. Myself, Jason, Ryan, and Big Barry McCandless will all be there. We'll be doing a podcast live for you guys as well. And there'll be no heckling. We'll not be tolerating any of that nonsense, Jason. Anybody heckling will be brought up onto stage and given an on-the-spot quiz of 50 questions about Celtic, and it will be rapid. And if you get one wrong, there will be a forfeit. There'll be a forfeit added to your evening. So, and we will make that up on the spot, because we're good at improvising, mate, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're good at doing that. So, yeah, definitely. But guys, honestly, get yourselves along. It's going to be a really good night. And you get to see us face to face as well, because we'd also like to meet yous face to face. So yeah, would be very good to see you. And but we'll be back on Wednesday, guys. Our good friend, Mr. Andy Gray, hopefully will be joining us.
If he's fit enough.
And if he's fit enough, or if he doesn't sound like either foot, he's still game. I can't promise you that he won't be there with his Andy Gray face on with David Fernandez bed tear. So, but again, guys, massive hail.
Hail, lads.
We'll see you all on Wednesday.
Yeah, right. See you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We'll let the people sing the stories and the songs and the music of their native land. For lullabies and battle cries, for songs of hope and joy, join us hand in hand. All across this ancient land, through are in love, there's a song that's warm and tender. For those who are oppressed, in song you can protest. So liberate your mind and give your soul expression. Open up your heart and I'll sing for you this song. Let the people sing the stories and the songs and music of their native land. The lullabies and battle cries, the songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand.
Well, all right, lads. Guten Tag.